Hi there. Today we are going to continue our discussion on Unmai vilakkam, which is song number 19. Honestly, this is a little bit complicated song. I really don't know how this is going to be expressed in English, because even to express this in Tamil, it's a little bit challenging. So trying it out in English, so if there is any mismatch in my words or whatever, please pardon me for that. Verse number 19 starts this way. ellai, balam, pudumai, எப்போதும் நிச்சயித்தல், அல்லல் தரும் கிரியை, ஆன்மாவுக்கு ஒல்லை அறிவு, ஆசை, ஐம்புலனும் ஆரவரும் காலம், குறியா மயக்கும் என்று கொள். Today's song is actually a continuation of yesterday's song. Because in yesterday's song, we spoke about the names of Vidya Tattvam. We have already discussed about the names, and today the Gurunadar is not giving the names of those, but directly he goes on to the characteristics. So let's do a small recap from yesterday's verse, and then we will continue with today's one. So yesterday we spoke about the 7 Vidya Tattvam, which is Kalam. Kalam means time. Niyadi means justice, Kalai means exertion, Viddai means knowledge, Aragam means desire, Purudan is Purush, Maya is Maya. We spoke about these 7. Today, Guru is actually explaining what are the functions or characteristics or attributes or even the way how it functions. Today we are going to discuss about those. So, starting with the first one, Kalam. Kalam, as we said, it is time. So, we all know what is the functionality of time, and time is based on 3 areas, which is past tense, present tense and future tense. Based on the past tense, whatever we have done, good or bad, all those are going to be consolidated together, and today, which is the present. Presence is whatever we are, whether it is happiness or sadness or whatever, we are going through some emotional turbulence, that is in the present. And then future. Until what extent we need to be having this happiness or this sadness or this kind of a pain or this kind of a pleasure is also decided based on the time factor. So today we are talking about the space and time and whatnot. That's exactly the same concept. So when you talk about time, how long can I be happy? How long should I be sad? How long should I go through a pain? How long should I go through a pleasure? These are all predetermined. It is not under our control. It is all predetermined. And who takes care of it or what takes care of it is Kalam. One Tattvam which is called as Kalam, literally translated as time. The second Tattvam in Vidya Tattvam is Niyadi. Niyadi is justice. It's a very, very important Tattvam. Why we say it is important is because when I do a deed, the good or bad should be accumulated in my account and it should not be taken to someone else's account. Imagine a situation. My parents are doing some deed, good or bad. I should not be the one enjoying that fruit, or I should not be the one going through the suffering. That is totally unfair. But now the second question you may ask is, then I can see my dad doing some misdeed and because of that I am suffering today. Yes, that is not because of his deed. Remember, it is because of our own deed. What is the work of justice or the Niyadi Tattvam is very simple. When I do a deed, good or bad, I should go through some experience. My parents are in a right position to give me that experience because of according to their karma. So, their karma and my karma syncs very well. The synchronicity is very well done. That is the reason what God has done is He made us be born to these parents. Think about it. Did we ask that I need to be born for these parents? No. Did our parents ask for us? No. Then how did we be born for them? 100% based on Niyati Tattvam. So, the Niyati Tattvam, which is called as the justice, 100% works as per justice. That's why it is given the name justice. The next one is Kalai, the third Tattvam. So, we have seen Kalam, which is time. We have seen justice, which is Niyati. The third one is Kalai, which is also called as a Kriya. When you talk about Kriya or the Kalai Tattvam, this is very, very important because this is the one which is going to give us slight clarity. When we go through some pain, it's like, hey, I did not do anything right now, but why am I going through this pain? So we start thinking about it. When we start thinking about it, we realize that it is because of our previous birth journey. We are going through some pain because of this. So now once when we go through this, when we are aware of it, we get into the present. When we get into the present moment, we start realizing that there is nothing called as I did it. There is nothing called as mine. There is nothing called as me. All these are ignorance. When I say I am the one doing it, it is mine, it is me, it is mine, whatever it is, those are all ignorance. It is 100% showing off that we are ignorant people. So what happens here is the next Tattvam comes in place, which is called as Kalai. What is the work of Kalai? Very simple, making sure we are getting a little bit clarity that it is not my work. Something is actually asking me to do this. We are working as per the law of universe. The fourth Tattvam is Vidya Tattvam, which is called as Vittai. Vittai is Jnana, which is basically to give us the clarity, which is to give us the idea behind whatever suffering we are going through. To give clarity is what this particular Tattvam, which is called as Jnana, is mainly working on. So it's called as Vidya, Vittai. The next Tattvam is Aragam. Aragam is also called as Icha. Icha means desire. What is this function? Very simple. Whatever we lost, whatever we have not attained, we start earning for that. When we say we are starting to yearn for that, that is the function of Icha. It is not going to lead us to anything. Imagine we are given 2 chocolates. We are offered only one from the 2. We pick one and we start tasting it. Do you think our mind will always be relishing the one that is in our mouth? No, rather we will be longing for the other one which we missed. This happens with job applications. This happens with even the love factors that we have gone through. Whatever, whenever we are given a choice, we always start longing for the one that we have missed out. This is because of Icha or the desire. The next one is Purush. The next Tattvam is called as Purush. It is not a separate Tattvam altogether. It is a combination of time, justice, Kriya, Jnana and Icha. So these 5, the earlier 5 that we discussed, put together is called as Purush. The Tattvam called as Purush. Purush is not a separate one. It is actually put together. And the final one is Maya. When you talk about Maya, we are aware of it. Maya is something that is giving us a kind of a delusion. You look at it, we are looking at the car, house, whatever, whichever is impermanent, we look at it and we think that that is permanent. We feel that that's going to be there forever, but actually we will realize that it is not. So this kind of a cognitive brain is what we need to attain. That is what we need to grasp. That is what we need to get. Now, Kalam, Niyadi, Kalai, Vittai, Aragam, which is time, justice, Kriya, Jnana, Icha put together is called as Purush. And these 5 put together is called as Panja Kanjugam. Again a technical term, sorry about that. It is called as Panja Kanjugam. 5 dresses together. So that is how we call it Panja Kanjugam. Now, This is also the Vidya Tattvam, the 7 Vidya Tattvam is also called as Poga Saittiru Kandam. Poga Saittiru Kandam is another name for Vidya Tattvam. Now, we have already seen in, I think in song number 15 or 16, we were discussing about how this body is formed for us. Let's do a small recap of it now, because that time we were just introducing those concepts. Now let's have a better clarity. So when you look at it, this particular soul, when it is in 100% ignorant state, it doesn't know what is happening around it, has no clarity about what is happening. So the first thing Lord Shiva is doing is, he is sending us his love and affection. That is to make us a little bit matured. Now when the soul is matured a little bit, what he does is, he adds on one layer of dressing. The first layer of dressing, which is called as happiness body. Okay, let me not try to translate that, because it might not sound very good. It is called as Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha means it is the 5 basically the first level of body is called as Anandamaya Kosha, and that is given. Now what happens is, the second layer of dressing is coming in. That is where Purudan is given. As we said earlier, Purudan is not Purush. The Tattvam called as Purush is not an independent one. It is a combination of time, justice, Kriya, Jnana and Kalai. So these 5 put together is what is given to us as the second layer of dressing. This is called as Vijnanamaya Kosha. So the soul is there. The first level of dressing, first layer of dress that is given is Anandamaya Kosha, which is full of blissful state. The second layer of dressing is called as Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha is basically time, justice, Kriya, Jnana, Icha put together. From, if you look at from the Vidya Tattvam, 5 together, which is time, justice, exertion, knowledge and desire put together. So those put together is called as Purudan, Purush, and that is where the life is right now. The third layer of dressing is given. This is what we call it as Sittam. We have already discussed about this also. We were talking about what is the concept of Sittam earlier, if you can recall that. So that is the third layer of dressing that has been included. Sittam is nothing but subconscious mind. So Sittam is added, that is the third level, which is called as Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha, which is also called as the body, which is very subtle form, in a very subtle form. This concept is attached. Now what is there with us? The soul is there. First level of dressing is there. Second level of dressing, which we have 5 elements of it, which is called as Purudan, and then the third layer of dressing comes in, which is added with the subconscious mind. Now the fourth level of dressing comes in. There we are going to get 8 kinds of tattvams attached together. We are going to talk about the 5 senses, which is smell, only the senses, not the sense organs, only the senses, which is smell, touch and hearing. The 5 senses that we have spoken about, those 5 are attached. Along with that, we also get mind, intellect and ego. So mind, intellect, ego, along with that the 5 senses put together is what we call it as Puri Atta Kayam. Atta means 8, which is what we call it as Pranamaya Kosha. Now if you look at the body, the physical body is not there, but the other layers are all there. Remember, the other layers will be there with us forever until we attain realization. Based on the karma, based on the good and the bad deeds, the physical body, the outside body will change. but other than that, everything else will remain until we attain realization. Until then, we will be having all those. So this is how beautifully the entire concept of Vidya Tattvam is explained to us, which is basically the verse number 19. I'll come back again with the next verse tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.